listening to the Outer Banks This Week podcast, a place for people to hear what's going on up and down the beach and get the truth about what really goes on around the Outer Banks. So, here we go.
All right. Thank you so much, Lexi. Outer Banks This Week podcast, episode 26.12. Or is it 26.12? Or 26 and 12 thousandths? How should I say this? Help me out with that. Justin at OuterBanksThisWeek.com. But regardless of how we say it, we are back. Another great week. And it's all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manteo. Again, riding by there every day, twice a day at least. There's multiple cars that catch my eye. All right. Now, I got a vehicle from Kelly. I'm very satisfied with my vehicle from Kelly. Couldn't be more thrilled with the vehicle that I got from Kelly's Automotive in Manteo. You can check them out online at kellysobxauto.com. Great people. Again, Kelly, beautiful man. And I say that in a completely heterosexual way. He is just wonderful dude. Him, Dakota, the whole crowd over there. Happy to assist you. Car, truck, SUV, shed, greenhouse. I mean, 'tis the season to be green, you know? I mean, we are in the spring, finally, and we're also in the month of April, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. But again, online, kellysobxauto.com. Hey, we cannot forget about Miss Jessie and the whole crowd that help power this vessel over at Outer Banks Pest Control, online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. The creepy crawlies, the varmints, the critters, they're starting to stir up. Spring has sprung. And it is getting warm, and everybody is stirring about. That means when we're stirring about, you best believe that the creepy crawlies and the critters are also stirring about. And we need them stirring about in safer environments than in our homes, our offices, and places like that. So with that being said, you call Outer Banks Pest Control, and they can, number one, eradicate them. Number two, maybe relocate them if the situation fits relocation. It all depends. I don't know how they handle and we don't have rabies cases around the Outer Banks that I'm aware of at the moment. But, if they came across a rabid animal, for example, they're definitely not going to relocate that thing. Good chance they put it out of its misery, I don't know how they handle that. But regardless, you don't need to be handling it. Let the pros at Outer Banks Pest Control handle it. Again, online, outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. March went out like a lion, sort of. I mean, it kind of did. I think we've hit that plane, okay? Like March up and down, up and down. I predicted that. Y'all heard me say the weather in March is just unpredictable. 1 minute, 80 degrees, sunshine, beautiful. You want to go sit at the beach the next day. You just want to sit inside next to a space heater because it's cold. That's March on the Outer Banks. Had this conversation with somebody last week. It's March on the Outer Banks. But you know what? Hey, it is no longer March on the Outer Banks. It is now April. April, beautiful month on the Outer Banks. Lots of activities, lots of things taking place, lots of places doing fun things, okay? Easter, this coming weekend, lots of fun things. The Easter Bunny's going to be showing up. I hope y'all are ready. I'm not thrilled with the Easter Bunny right now, okay? If he shows up, he better be a little cleaner than he was last year because he left a mess in my house. Not even joking. So we'll see what he does. But again, April is full of wonderful things and activities and places to go here on the Outer Banks. Okay. If you're coming down in April, you're picking a great month. All right. Maybe still a little cold to get in the water, but there's still an abundance of things to do. The sun is shining. They say April showers bring May flowers. There might be some rain. It's rain, yeah, and it's just rain. It'll go away. You can go back outside and play again, But regardless, lots of things going to take place here on the Outer Banks in the month of April, and I'm here to share them with you. Before I get too deep into this podcast, though, I do need to give a shout out to one of my sponsors, a sponsor that I've had for a little while now, and a wonderful group of guys. They're the professionals of the Outer Banks when it comes to the electrical world, and I'm talking about ELSOBX. And here's my big reason for my shout out, not just because they're one of the sponsors of the podcast, but because they came through in a pinch for me this past weekend. Beautiful weekend, by the way. I had egg hunts and hanging out with the wife and the kids, but I decided I was going to do a little DIY or DIY, whatever, do it yourself project. And I decided that I was going to a ceiling fan in my kitchen had decided to go kaput. I was like, man, I need to change this thing. So got a new ceiling fan and was like, all right, I can do this. No problem. It's a 2-man job according to the manual. I'm going to get my wife to pass me stuff. I can get her to help me hold something up if I need to screw something in, blah, blah, whatever. Okay. Well, I take the old ceiling fan off, start looking at all these different wires, and I'm looking at the wires on the same. It ain't none adding up to me. Okay. I'm the kind of guy that would transmutate the 110 and the 220 in the words of my dear friend Ernest P. Worrell. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to just kind of take a step back, and I'm going to call my buddy, Mr. Aaron Burgess over at ELS OBX. Love me some Mr. Aaron, man. That dude is first class. So I hit him up on a Sunday, and I'm like, hey, man, look, sorry to bother you on a Sunday, but dude, if you can get one of y'all can come by my house and help me get this ceiling fan figured out. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to burn my house down. And he was like, Justin, I got you. I can come by tomorrow. I was like, man, that's my man. Next thing you know, here comes Mr. Aaron, all right? Mr. Aaron brings his intern, Mr. Vinny. Mr. Vinny, he never really, we were having to educate that guy, Mr. Vinny. Love me. So he's taking advantage of the DARE guarantee that we have here for Dare County residents. You can go to COA for free for 2 years. Now, there's some requirements there, but you can still go for 2 years for free. He's taking advantage of that. Thought that was super cool. So we're talking to Mr. Vinny, and then here comes my man, Mr. Otto. Now, Mr. Otto had done some work in my house before, and they got that ceiling fan up lickety-split. I mean, I'd say we sat there and just talked while they were working, and next thing, it's like bada bing, bada boom. It was done. Working, flipped the switch, and now I got nice, cool air being fanned all around in my kitchen. It was awesome, dude. Like, I'm telling you. Those guys, number one, they're professional. Number two, they're personable. They're people. It's not like they walk in and it's like, hello, here to fix your house, whatever, you know? And then they don't like, see me, if the homeowner is willing to chat it up with me, if I was in that line of work, man, we're going to be hamming it up, son. And that's what I love. And I mean, they're just fantastic folks. Great personalities amongst them all. I mean, they come in, they do the job. They're very professional. They follow up to make sure that everything's working well, and it is. And I just couldn't recommend them enough. So projects, if you're a second homeowner here on the Outer Banks, or you own a home on the Outer Banks, you live here, whatever, ELS OBX, online at elsobx.com. All right. Private, residential, business, if you have commercial building, whatever, they're the best. ELS OBX. I want to shout out to them for doing just a fantastic job. And I'm getting them lined up to do some more jobs. So, little shout out for them. Gosh, you know what? I probably ought to take a quick break, but I don't want to just yet. What I want to do is I got an email over the weekend from a longtime listener, Mr. Tom O'Malley. All right, Mr. Tom emailed me and he said, hey, Justin, hope you're doing well. Been keeping up with the podcast, and I'm loving having Captain Marty on board. We're all loving having Captain Marty on board. It's Captain Marty season 2. He said, I'm reaching out because I need your expertise. We're heading back down the first week of June for our usual group of extended family and friends. And since we're veteran OBXers at this point, we've visited in-season, off-season, everything in between. My wife told me the pressure is on to find something new for the group to do. They've hit the staples, the horses, the lighthouses, Jockey's Ridge, and Ocracoke now. In past years, he says he's been able to deliver with parasailing, dolphin tours, and Great Sound Tour with Captain Randy. Love Captain Randy. Said, I think I might be out of fresh ideas. Do you have any suggestions for a group that has seen it all? Is Portsmouth Island worth the trek, or is another hidden gem you would suggest? Thank you for your email, Mr. Tom. Got a couple things that are jumping off at me that you haven't done yet. Number one, you didn't mention offshore fishing. You didn't really mention much fishing at all, to be honest. So there's a couple different ideas I have for you there. I know the dolphin tours and the Soundside tour with Captain Randy is all fine and well, but there's also a couple different boats that you could contract out to go do some fishing. Okay. One of them that jumps out at me is the Country Girl out of Pirates Cove Marina. Country Girl is licensed to carry up to 25 passengers. 27 actually, but it's 25 because 27 It's 27, including the captain and the mate. So it's realistically 25. Now, you say your group of extended family and friends. I need to know how big that group is. Okay, that's kind of a something to consider. I need to know a little bit more about it in order to be able to give you some great ideas. So knowing that you say it's a extended family and friends, I'm thinking 10 plus people at least. Okay, maybe even 20 plus people. That's why I said Country Girl out of Pirates Cove Marina can take you offshore, all 25 of you offshore. Yes. So you can talk to Captain Charles Foreman about that. That's something that I did not see you mention in this email. It could be assumed that y'all have done fishing, but you know what they say about assuming? I'll let you figure that out. Something else that I want to bring up that you didn't mention is the Alligator River Wildlife Refuge on the Dare County mainland. Now, I want you to get up with a gentleman named Mr. Jamie Moore. Jamie Moore has a business called Outer Banks Adventures. It's in Nags Head, okay? I think you need to get up with him and talk about maybe doing a trip to the Dare County mainland, going and checking out Buffalo City, going and seeing the bears, going and seeing the alligators, going and seeing some of the other parts that's kind of the hidden gems in a lot of ways of Dare County. Those areas, a lot of people aren't 100% familiar with. And I guess I kind of let the cat out of the bag on the podcast, but those are two that immediately jump off the page at me. Get your group offshore if you can. If that's too much, maybe a nearshore or inshore charter. I mean, you've got the Miss Oregon Inlet too. You've got the Crystal Dawn. You've got other headboats that you could jump on. I mean, again, I love me some Ben Brown on the Miss Oregon Inlet too. Okay, just being real like that. That's my guy right there. Okay, that's a suggestion. Get him out. Get him on the water to do some fishing. Okay, there's so many different things that you could do like that. And then get up with Jamie Moore at Outer Banks Adventures in Nags Head. Ask him to take you out to the Alligator River Wildlife Refuge. Check out the gators. Check out the bombing range. Of course, that's what we call it. It was a naval bombing range. And check out Buffalo City. I'm telling you, that's some stuff. And while you're at it, if you're coming that direction, stop off on Roanoke Island. Make a little detour to Wanchese. There you go. Go check out the boat shops. I mean, you can't really walk up in the boat shops, but I mean, Michael Jordan had a boat built in Wanchese, okay? Michael Jordan's boat was built at Bayless Boat Works, and you can go see Bayless Boat Works, and you never know. Mr. John Bayless, the owner, may just be around, and if you're nice and you walk in the office and talk to Miss Nancy, they may even kind of show you around and how these boats are built. Okay, go by O'Neill's in Wanchese, get yourself some fresh seafood, get you a bite to eat. Go by Wanchese Marina. I mean, you may have already done these things, but you're asking, and I'm just kind of shooting from the hip right now, things that I would be trying to do if I'd done all those other things. So there's that. I hope that helps. I'll try to think of some more, Mr. Tom, but thank you for your email. And I want to encourage you, if you're a listener to the podcast and you have questions like Mr. Tom here, email them to me, justin@outerbanksthisweek.com, or text me, give me a call, 252-216-2797. Leave me a message. Would love to talk to you. Would love to hear from you. Okay? And you never know, if you leave me a message and you have a good radio voice, now even if you don't, I may play it back. Just a little warning. I may play your message back on the podcast and then answer your question. But again, thank you, Mr. Tom. I hope I gave you some ideas, and I'll be thinking of some more. Again, feel free to email me, justin@outerbanksthisweek.com. All right, quick break. When we come back, let's go into some big-time partying events that are going to be taking place in the near future.
Enjoy one of the Outer Banks' most memorable dining experiences at Cafe Pamlico at the Inn on Pamlico Sound in Buxton. Open for breakfast, Sunday brunch, and dinner, it's the perfect spot to take in beautiful Pamlico Sound views. Don't miss Bourbon Weekend, March 20th through 22nd, featuring an exclusive dinner, blind tasting, and craft cocktails. Or Wine Lovers Weekend, April 10th through 12th, with a Napa Valley-inspired wine dinner and pop-up tastings. They're also now booking Easter and Mother's Day brunch. Learn more at inonpamlicosound.com.
Electricity, something I don't mix well with at all, and that's why I only trust the folks at ELS OBX. ELS OBX offers a variety of services from custom electrical installations to lighting design. ELS OBX has the experience and know-how to complete any job. They're committed to providing the highest quality lighting and electrical installations or service at affordable prices. Visit them online at elsobx.com to get a brighter idea of how shockingly awesome they are. See what I did there? ELS OBX, electrical and lighting solutions you can count on.
Ahoy there, folks. Captain Ben Brown here, and I want to invite you aboard the Miss Oregon Inlet 2. She's a modern 60-foot headboat outfitted with the latest top-quality safety and fishing equipment. We make multiple trips per day out of the world-famous Oregon Inlet Fishing Center. Visit missoregoninlet.com or call us today at 252-441-6301, extension 1. So ditch the beach for a bit and set sail with the Miss Oregon Inlet 2.
All right, let's get into some events. Let's start. Hey, today, the releasing of this podcast is Thursday, April 2nd. So let's take a look here. I mean, you can go to Cafe Pamlico and hear Mr. Rory Keller down in Buxton starting at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Or you can head on over to Jarvisburg for a little sunset. This is Acoustic Sunsets Wind Down starting at 5:30. There's things going on at Outer Banks Brewing Station. There's a couple things happening. Let's see. Absolutely Outer Banks starting at 6 o'clock this evening. So yeah, Thursday, today, April 2nd, a couple things taking place. Let's also take a look at what's going on. I mean, we got Good Friday this Friday. We got Easter this coming Sunday. You best believe there's going to be lots of things taking place. So let's take a look at, let's see, Country Deli, Yacht Rockin' with Captain. Who is this? What is this? Yacht Rockin' with Captain Crystal, 3 to 8 o'clock at Country Deli. Country Deli's turning into a party spot. How awesome is that? Really cool to see that. Again, there's live music going on at the Outer Banks Brewing Station. There's also live music at the Froggy Dog. It's Bring Your Own Vinyl Night at Stormy Seas Bottle Shop in Kill Devil Hills. New Vines, it's First Friday. Oh, yeah, it's First Friday, and there's another little something. So myself, I will be walking around during First Friday to just kind of give everybody a little bit of an idea of how First Fridays go. I'm going to find some townspeople. I'm going to maybe bump into the mayor. I love me some Mr. Todd Clissold. He owns Poor Richards in downtown Manio. Love the town commissioners, all wonderful folks. Looking forward to doing a little bit of a walk around with the podcast and maybe just interviewing some business owners, talking to some peeps, seeing what's going on and giving everybody a little bit of love and let everybody know like what First Friday is. It's a good time. So with that being said, First Friday, there's going to be some activities going on at New Vines and just all over the place. Street tacos, Party Time USA, baby. That's what it is. Party Town USA. We'll call it that. Let's see, Saturday. Eastertide in the Gardens. That's the featured event for Saturday at the Elizabethan Gardens starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. Looking on into the rest of Saturday, lots of things. We got some band over at Jack Brown's, the Marshall Paul Band. There's the Soundside Spring Market in Nags Head from noon until 4. Oh, gosh, live music in the backyard at the Outer Banks Brewing Station. Lots of good things fixing to take place this Saturday. And, oh, yeah, by the way, all these events that I mentioned, they can be found online at outerbanksthisweek.com. All right, here we go. Easter Sunday. There's an Easter brunch at Cafe Pamlico. There's the Easter buffet at Bass Knight's Lone Cedar Cafe in Nags Head. Let's see. Sea Chef Dockside Kitchen's having their Easter brunch and egg hunt from 11 until 4 this coming Sunday. There's also going to be an Easter brunch buffet at Black Pelican and an Easter Sunday meal at the Jolly Roger Restaurant in Kill Devil Hills. I wonder if there's any Hassenpfeffer. Any Hassenpfeffer on the menu? Oh, I don't see any. Okay, maybe not. Let's see. Coming up next week, there's lots of things going on. Brian Surratt's going to be playing at Cafe Pamlico. Monday, there's not a whole lot taking place. Tuesday, though, April 7th, spring break, Brian Surratt's going to be playing at Cafe Pamlico. Jack Brown's has got their running club meeting and music bingo at Red Drum Tap House and Grill in Nags Head. Looking on into Wednesday, of course, there's trivia night with me at McGrath's Burger Shack starting at 6 o'clock. You know you want to party with me because I know how to party. There's so many different activities, though, that are coming up. I mean, between, the weekends, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there's different live music. There's trivia nights all throughout the week up and down the beach that you're not going to want to miss. Let's look at next Friday, April the 10th, real quick. Oh, gosh. Kind Yoga and Kind Cocktail. What is this? What is Holdy doing? Kind Yoga and Kind Cocktails are collaborating on an epic event at Kind Yoga in Kill Devil Hills. Join us for Mindful Reminder on the art of living with cocktails and mocktails, spirited workshops, snacks, and the celebration of each and every person attending. So, Kind Yoga, this is going to be on Friday, April 10th, starting at 6 o'clock. All right. More information online at kindcocktails.com. How cool is that? Let's see. There's the spring wine dinner that's going on at Cafe Pamlico starting at 6 o'clock next Friday, April 10th. The Bar Cats Duel will be back at New Vines, and DJ Gustavo will be at Jack Brown's starting at 9 p.m. Looking on into Saturday, the 11th, there's the annual American Indian Festival. All right, let's talk about this for a second. American Indian Festival and Powwow is taking place at Manteo High School. It's the 11th and the 12th, starting at 10 a.m. Yes, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning at Manteo High School. I want to say it's over by the football field. So there's something if you to see the heritage of the American Indians and everything here on Roanoke Island. You can see all about the tribe and how the things they've been here the whole time, the entire time. Oh, gosh, so many different things that are spilling into the week after that. Again, you can find everything online at outerbanksthisweek.com. And, of course, I'll talk more about those events coming up in the very, 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 very near future. All that being said, I'm going to kind of wrap things up. I honestly will be out next week. There will be no podcast next week. And here's why. It's spring break on the Outer Banks. The day after Easter starts spring break for Dare County schools. I will be so here's what we're doing in case you're wondering. You want to kind of maybe, if you're around these areas, you'd love to say hello. I'm taking my oldest child. We're going to see my aunt that lives in North Topsail Beach down outside of Wilmington. We're going to go see her for a couple of days starting Sunday afternoon. I won't be back from that until like Tuesday afternoon. And then Wednesday, me and the entire fam, along with some of my Outer Banks This Week family, we're going to Ocracoke. Going to Ocracoke until Sunday before spring break is over. So we're going to go down to Ocracoke, spend about 4 or 5 days down there, and I'm going to be doing some interviews with some different businesses and people down that direction. But I'm also going to be enjoying time with the fam. But if you're down there, if you're going to be in Ocracoke next week, and you see somebody walking around with an Outer Banks This Week t-shirt, say hello. I would love to speak to you. I'd love to talk to you. So just a little something I'll throw out there for you. But I'm really looking forward to a little bit of time with the fam too, trying to just hang out, do some stuff, go do some fishing. I hope the weather's going to be good. And just go do some piddling around. I haven't been to Ocracoke and it's been 6 years. Every bit of 6 years since I've been to Ocracoke. My wife has never been. My boys have never been. So this is going to be an adventure for them. Really looking forward to the time away and to see Ocracoke and just hang out. So that's where we will be. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. It's all brought to you by Kelly's Automotive in Manteo and online at kellysobxauto.com. And it's all powered by Outer Banks Pest Control and online at outerbanks-pestcontrol.com. All right, I'm out of here. Have yourself a great, wonderful rest of the week. I'm going to take a week off, and I'll see y'all again the week after that. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, y'all. Take care now. Bye-bye.
This has been another epic edition of the Outer Banks This Week podcast. Follow us on social media and be sure to listen every Thursday for a new episode.